Imagine waking up one morning and turning on the news only to hear that something unprecedented is happening across the globe. Every person, regardless of age, culture, background, or ability, has started dancing. It's not a protest, not a festival, and not a marketing stunt. This is spontaneous, synchronized, and universal. Streets are filled with people moving to imaginary beats. Workplaces erupt in choreographed chaos, and schools, offices, and governments come to a halt as people sway, twirl, and shuffle in unison. The scenario is surreal. It feels like a dream, like the earth itself has decided to shift rhythm and pulse through the collective body of humanity. Scientists speculate about a global frequency that somehow triggered a motor response in every human brain. Perhaps a strange frequency emitted by the Earth's magnetic core or a yet undiscovered cosmic wave. Conspiracy theorists jump on the idea of alien influence or advanced mind control experiments gone wrong. Religious leaders call it divine intervention, a sign of unity, or a global awakening. But regardless of the explanation, what matters is that in this single moment, for the first time in recorded history, the entire human race is connected by movement. And here's a fun question for you, dear viewer. If everyone around you started dancing at once, what song would you want to dance to first? Drop your answer in the comments below. I can't wait to see your playlist. As the dance continues, a profound transformation begins to ripple across society. Barriers between strangers start to dissolve. People who would never have spoken to each other now laugh and move together. Dance becomes a universal language, removing cultural, linguistic, and political divisions. It's as if all of humanity has tapped into a shared primal rhythm. Former enemies dance side by side. Racial, religious, and ideological tensions fade in the presence of something more ancient than war. Music and movement. Families reunite on the dance floor. Couples who haven't spoken in years rediscover connection through the swing of hips and the synchronicity of steps. Children and elders alike move in unison, showing that dance has no age limit. In every town, every city, flash mobs form organically, not for performance but because people need to move. They can't help it. This spontaneous social cohesion sparks debates among academics and thinkers. Could this be the answer to global peace? Has the key to solving human conflict always been as simple as rhythm and movement? For the first time in centuries, the world is united, not under a government, a war, or a crisis, but under joy. This gives rise to a global conversation about how to maintain this level of connection even after the dance ends. If it ever does, tell me in the comments. Who would be the first person you'd grab and dance with if this happened? A friend, a crush, a stranger? Let's build a dancing dream team below. The economic consequences of global dancing are immediate and severe. With everyone occupied in dance, businesses close their doors. Stock markets freeze, banks shut down, and factories go silent. The global economy hits an unprecedented pause. At first, panic spreads among economists and governments. But soon a strange calm sets in. Without constant work and consumption, people begin to realize that perhaps the world has been spinning too fast. Without money being exchanged, a new barter system arises. Farmers begin trading food for shelter. Artists offer performances in exchange for necessities. In the absence of traditional economic structures, communities become more local and self-sufficient. While some corporations collapse under the weight of inactivity, others pivot quickly, offering products and services that support dance, movement, and togetherness. Fashion brands launch lines of flexible, colorful clothing designed for constant movement. Tech companies release wearable music players with global syncing capabilities. Even former skeptics embrace the trend, turning their focus to how the world can adapt to this permanent state of joyful movement. If you're still watching, hit that like button if you'd love to see your boss start breakdancing in the middle of a board meeting. Let's make this a movement. With fewer cars on the road, grounded airplanes, and silent factories, the earth begins to breathe. Pollution levels drop dramatically. In just a week of non-stop dancing, the skies clear up, rivers run clean, and animals return to places they once abandoned. Nature reclaims urban landscapes while humans focus inward, lost in rhythm and movement. Environmentalists hail this unexpected shift as proof that change is possible. They argue that the dance phenomenon is a gift, an opportunity to rethink our relationship with the planet. Without the noise of industry, people start to hear again. The wind, the birds, the heartbeat of the earth itself. Some believe that this natural harmony is what triggered the global dance in the first place. That perhaps nature called out to us and for once we actually listened. Would you be willing to give up a bit of modern life if it meant the planet could thrive? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes the biggest solutions come from the simplest steps. Dancing non-stop triggers massive neurological and psychological changes. Dopamine levels soar. Depression, anxiety, and stress appear to vanish in the face of collective movement. Therapists and doctors report a massive drop in mental health issues. The dance becomes a kind of global therapy session. Laughter is contagious. Smiles are everywhere. People who've struggled with self-worth, loneliness, or trauma find release in dance. For the first time, emotions are processed physically. The world becomes one giant therapeutic outlet, and with that, healing begins on a scale never before imagined. Old grudges are forgotten. Communities heal. Generations bond. Music floods the streets. Joy becomes the new currency. And speaking of joy, if dancing made you feel better than any therapy session ever has, would you keep doing it every day? Smash that like if your answer is yes. Spiritual leaders and philosophers begin to see this phenomenon as a kind of mass enlightenment. They argue that the global dance is not just a physical event but a metaphysical one. It's not just about moving bodies, it's about awakening souls. Dance becomes a ritual, a prayer, a connection to something greater than ourselves. New movements emerge, spiritual but non-religious. They embrace unity, rhythm, and collective consciousness. Churches, temples, mosques, and meditation centers open their doors to host dance gatherings. People who never considered spirituality begin to explore the deeper meaning of life. Is this the beginning of a new era of human evolution? Governments and city planners are forced to adapt quickly. Streets are redesigned to accommodate dance flow. Traffic lights sync with music beats. New public spaces emerge. Open-air dance parks, rhythm-friendly architecture, and floating stages. Schools add dance-based curricula, merging math, science, and literature with choreography. The workplace transforms. Office desks become dance pods. Business meetings happen on dance floors. Productivity is measured not in hours but in steps. The economy rebuilds around motion and joy. Fitness and health skyrocket. Insurance companies vanish as illness rates plummet. The entire infrastructure of the world changes, not to make people work harder but to help them move freely. As weeks turn into months, the question emerges: should the dance ever stop? Some governments consider developing technology to reverse the dance effect, but protests erupt globally. People don't want to stop. Why return to war, greed, and division when the world has found harmony? But not everyone agrees. Some argue that constant movement is unsustainable. The debate intensifies. Do we return to normal or build a new normal? Philosophers, scientists, politicians, and artists all weigh in. The tension is high, but the rhythm remains steady. People keep dancing, unsure whether it's by choice or necessity, but knowing it feels right. Eventually, the world finds balance. Some choose to slow down, others keep dancing. But one thing is certain: humanity is forever changed. We are no longer just workers, consumers, or citizens. We are dancers. Unified by movement, connected by rhythm, and awakened by joy. The New World Order is not enforced by governments, but embraced by cultures. It's decentralized, organic, and alive. Every city becomes a symphony of motion. Every village, a poem of rhythm. The earth pulses like a heart and we dance to its beat. Generations from now, children will learn the story of the day the world danced. Statues will be built. Music from this era will be studied like ancient scriptures. The global dance will be remembered not as a moment of madness, but as the beginning of human unity. And maybe, just maybe, that's what we've been needing all along. Not a revolution of violence. Not a war. Not a crisis. But a movement. A dance. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, don't forget to like, comment your wildest dance idea, and subscribe for more mind-bending scenarios every week.